Welcome, everyone. Bem-vindo a todos. Welcome. In the name of FLAD, we're happy to be the physical hosts of this event, but really, I don't want to take any credit for it. This is all Marianne's doing. I want to recognize the presence of the Secretary of State, Dr. Salvador Malheiros, who's here. I also want to recognize Marisa Lameiras da Silva, who is of the Direção Geral de Pescas do Mar, the Fisheries and the Sea. Who are two of our most illustrious guests, but we have folks here joining us from the United States, from Newport, Rhode Island, from Marin County in California. We also have folks joining us from a part of the country that all of you who are here in Portugal know has been devastated recently by the storm on the West Coast. And so those of us who are joining us from Peniche, I'm happy to see that they're here. FLAD is a private foundation, a private Portuguese foundation that exists because of a major grant that was given by the U.S. government to the Portuguese government through an exchange of letters. And so basically what we do is we give grants to individuals and organizations who are helping to promote the future, in this case, of the blue economy and careers that students can aspire to develop through the rest of their careers. And that usually starts with just exposing them and getting them interested and knowledgeable about some of these opportunities. So in the name of the Executive Board, we're very happy to host this event, and we wish you good work. Thank you.
Welcome. I wanted to just say welcome to everyone here. It's great to meet familiar friends. You've seen some of the photos that we've been privileged to take with all of you. And you'll be seeing more through some of our work here today. I wanted to thank FLAD for their hospitality and support. And wanted to say thank you to the Secretary and to everyone at DGBM, Maria, Marissa, Dr. Cruz, and Andre today, and Anna at Cienza Viva, and Blue Bio Alliance, we're their 300th member, and Rodrigo just came, so Forum Oceano, we're the newest member of Forum Oceano, and our new friends from Formar, Banda, and Antonio Silva from the University from Porto. Each one of the communities that are joined here have a magic ingredient, and I'm really excited for you to meet them all. And I think that in this time, in this crisis that we're in, it's really good to hold hands across the ocean and to learn from each other. The Institute has been privileged to learn with and work with a lot of great blue economy leaders. We have Cassandra Castillo from Puerto Rico, and the Vieques Youth Leadership Initiative. She was one of the first people to participate in a Job Shadow Day, which is the heart of our work around the world. Nicole is in South Africa, Celine is in France, Jim is in New York City. In Marin, we have Yuki and Nina and Felicia, and then our tech team is Tony in Taiwan and Vinny in LA. So we have quite a wonderful group of people that have been working very hard. They're really excited about today and what we're doing here. So thank you guys, really appreciate everyone's help. The stone soup model, everyone in Portugal just is always wanting to tell me the story of stone soup and the recipe and oh, did you know? And it's just like the first time. They're just so tickled with the name of the book. And in the United States, stone soup is taught, the fable is a 16th century folktale, and it's taught in first grade to encourage the children to learn how to share and give and help. And so it's a very simple notion, but it's a pretty radical idea in today's world. I'm the oldest of 10, so it was a survival mechanism for me. So when I found this magic stone on the beach, I had been questioning what was I meant to be doing next, and I went to a place I'd never been on Martha's Vineyard, and I found this stone, and I sat with this for a while and just prayed. And I called my mother, and I said, "What is that story, Stone Soup?" And she said, "Oh, you're always getting everybody to pitch in and help." So that became the name of the book. The organization, Paul Newman's CEO said if we wanted Paul's involved with my first book, we had to create a nonprofit. I'd never done that. So now it's the 30th anniversary of the Institute. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey. And I was thinking today about how it came to be that the Institute is a learning organization, and we pride ourselves on learning from each one of you. No one has all the answers. And we get a phone call from people, and they say, "Can you come and help?" After there was a race riot in Cincinnati, we were asked to come. So we bring the people in my first book and did a whole series of training programs. Walter Cronkite on Martha's Vineyard called me and wanted to make a television series on my book, so we created a whole series of programs that we televise. So thank you to our folks today for making sure we contribute to that. When I was asked by President Oscar Arias from Costa Rica to go to Vieques after the Navy was occupying Vieques for 68 years. I went for 3 months and stayed for 4 years. So Cassandra and I'm really grateful for her support as we continue to blossom and bring this work to other young people. In Newport, Rhode Island, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, his sister wanted to develop a resiliency initiative in Newport. And she asked us to come, and her sister-in-law, Elaine Kissel, worked with us for quite a while to do some great work there at Innovate Newport. And in Fall River, Mass., Professor Robert Rack from Bristol Community College called me out of the blue and said, I have this state-of-the-art program on water management, and it's going to close because we don't have enough students. And the mayor in the same town was saying, we have 3 companies for water management, and we don't have any employees. So we work with Bob and Anthony Barrow, who you'll hear from today, about developing a dual enrollment program at the high school, which was right across the street. So now, thanks to Bob and his continued resiliency, the whole state of Massachusetts is using his program for water management. And in Marin, California, at the Mill Valley Film Festival, I sat next to the president of the College of Marin. I had no idea who he was. It was just the only empty chair. And I asked him, "What are you doing for sustainability?" And he said, "Well, we could be doing more." So we did a lot. Leadership for me is really the heart of the work that we do. And so in May, after we finished our program in California, I was invited by Dr. Sylvia Earle to go to the United Nations Ocean Summit in Nice, France. I was on a quest. I really wanted to know where are the leaders in the blue economy. And I got to hear that Portugal wanted to be a leader. We had already worked in Terceira with the mayor there, and he had sent a delegation of young people from Terceira and students to our 19th Sustainability Summit. So I learned about the education process and the challenges that we really need to be able to somehow prepare our young people for this future that's unfolding in the blue economy. So the Global Blue Job Shadow Day is really a strategic way to engage the business community. We find that's the greatest challenge. We ask them in their survey to tell us what are the jobs in 1, 2, and 5 years. If you have that kind of information, you can give it to the schools. The schools will then be able to look and see how can we prepare the young people for these jobs. So it's Stone Soup is just everyone pitching in a little bit to be able to make this possible. But we're going to show you a little video of what we've done with the Job Shadow Day in other parts of the world. And who knows, maybe we can do something here like that. Thank you.
Over the years, the Institute has been building this roadmap with business, education, and government leaders. The Job Shadow Day is an essential building block in all of our initiatives. We find that it has a tremendous impact on high school and community college students as they meet professionals and learn about their career journeys. This is a pivotal time in students' lives to expand their thinking about possible career opportunities and to influence their decision-making process about their future education.
I'm Julia Cooper, and I'm here at South Mountain today because I'm interested in maybe pursuing architecture. I'm really interested in maths and sciences, but also like creative stuff, so I thought South Mountain would be the place to go because I'm also interested in energy conservation and helping the environment and that kind of stuff. MVYLI has helped me a lot to open up a bunch of doors and just see my potential as a leader and where I can go and all of the wonderful things the future has to bring.
So my name's Ryan Bushy. I'm an architect here at South Mountain Company, and the idea today was just to give Julia a little peek into the world of an exasperated architect.
This is the 6th Job Shadow Day, where each student followed someone, a mentor, in their field of expertise.
And he's taught me a lot of good kind of life lessons and taken my life in new directions that I didn't really think about.
There we have something called Job Shadow Day. I was introduced to the vice president of L'Oreal, and she also co-founded the top modeling agency in Puerto Rico. So I get to spend a whole day with this person that does exactly what I wanted to do, and I get to see if it is actually something that will work out, what I need to do.
Hello to all the locations here, everyone in Lisbon. We are honored to welcome the Secretary of State of the Sea and Fisheries, Mr. Salvador Malheiro, who recently led Portugal delegation to UNOC in Nice, reinforcing the global link between ocean health, human well-being, and sustainable economic growth.
It is a real pleasure to be here today. It was by listening to Miguel's inspiring words at an event we had a couple of months ago that made me accept this invitation to take part in this initiative. A young voice with a clear vision of what he wants to our collective future and with the courage to state it. In an increasingly challenging world, that matters a lot. If we want a sustainable future for our societies, for our economies, and for the ocean, we must take seriously the voices of the new generations who are ready to make the difference. What they need is leading pathways to that common goal. Clear pathways that connect aspiration to opportunity, education to employment, and talent to real business activity. This is where public policy may act as an enabling factor. Our national government is taking its part. At the end of last year, we launched the Young Fisher Bill as a concrete enabling framework designed to remove entry barriers for young people who wish to pursue a professional career linked to the sea, unlocking financial tools to ignite activity. It is about access, fairness, and opportunity, and about ensuring that blue careers remain viable and attractive for future generations. This initiative is part of a broader effort that includes strong investment in ocean literacy and in vocational and higher education institutions such as Escola Nacional Infanto Henrique and Formar, which play a fundamental role in qualifying the human capital that sustains the blue economy. If we succeed, I am confident that we will not only build a more sustainable ocean, we build a more hopeful future. And the best part is that we have made this together. As a global community, we are. Thank you very much, and I wish you all inspiring section.
We are also honored to welcome Mrs. Marisa Lameiras da Silva, Director General for Maritime Policy and Ambassador of the SDG Alliance Portugal, whose work throughout the EE Grants Blue Growth Program is helping develop blue skills and empower the next generation.
It is with a strong sense of responsibility that we take part of the Global Blue Job Shadow Day 2026, an initiative of the Stone Soup Leadership Institute that reminds us something essential. The future is built when the public sector, the private sector, and the education institutes work together. We believe that building a skilled, competitive, and sustainable economy depends on this collaboration and on a shared commitment to future generations. The blue economy is changing, and it's changing very fast. Today, we are talking about new professionals in areas such as offshore renewable energies, marine biotechnology, port digitalization, technologies applied to ocean monitoring and management, and the conservation and sustainable use of marine resources. These are not opportunities of the distant future. They are opportunities of the present. And to respond to this challenge, we need young people who are prepared, informed, and empowered to enter the blue labor market. At the Directorate General for Maritime Policy, we embrace this responsibility also through our leadership in ocean literacy, as well as through our leadership of the Blue Grow program under the EE grants. With the investment of 57.6 million euros, the Blue Grow program promotes sustainable growth and innovation in Portugal's blue economy, supporting research, blue innovation, and skill development. More than 10% of total investment will be allocated to education, training, and ocean literacy. But Blue Grow is much more than funding. It's a lever of transformation, turning ideas into projects, projects into impact, and impact to real change. This is the moment to build together bridges between knowledge and opportunities, education and employment, and young people to the future of the ocean. Investing in young people is investing in our future blue.
Hi, I'm Miguel Roque, the Blue Economy Youth Ambassador here in Portugal for the Stone Soup Leadership Institute. And as a young person growing up here in Portugal, I'm grateful for our nations looking to the ocean with curiosity, respect, and ambition. I'm proud that we have a strong ocean literacy, inspiring projects, and a growing blue economy full of potential. In the past few months, I've had the opportunity to experience great conferences and events on the blue economy, but there is a missing link. I've discovered that there is very little connection between this knowledge and real jobs, real careers, and the clear pathways for the young people in the blue economy. Today, many young people simply don't know where the opportunities in the blue economy are, not because of a lack of interest, but because of a lack of visibility. They don't know where the jobs are, they don't see the pathways from education to employment. From what I've heard, even those within the blue economy struggle to reach the young people. This is already being felt across companies, institutions, and training centers. I've heard from blue companies both here in Portugal as well as in Norway, Japan, Canada, Spain. Everyone senses the same challenge, the growing difficulty in finding qualified people. Up until now, we lack a shared, coordinated vision that brings all sectors together to close the gap between our youth and opportunity. If we want a strong and prosperous blue economy, we must prepare our young people for the blue workforce so that our country will grow and we can realize our dream of being a leader in the blue economy. Right now, we have a bottleneck that is holding us all back, the lack of skilled professionals. And at the same time, too many of us are being forced to leave the country to find these opportunities. Given our award-winning ocean literacy programs like the Blue Schools and Ciência Viva, this doesn't make sense. The blue economy offers something deeply valuable to our generation: decent jobs, meaningful work, long-term careers, and the possibility to live close to our families and our communities, so we can contribute positively to the places we care about. Developing a blue economy workforce is not only about employment. It's about empowering our generation to protect the ocean through their work. It's about building skills for a changing world. And it's about keeping coastal communities alive, resilient, and in charge of their own future. The good news is that I'm hearing everyone being optimistic. Everyone is optimistic about innovation, growth, and Portugal's position as a future blue economy champion, both nationally and internationally. Now we ask for something simple but essential. We ask you to open this blue economy to the youth. Show us where the opportunities are. Create clear bridges between education, training, and work. Let us see what you do and be a part of building it. We are eager to learn. We want to stay in the country we love, and we want to help. This event is a first step bringing companies, government, schools, and training institutes together to learn from one another and to build a shared vision for our workforce development. If we work together, we can turn potential into people and ambition into careers. The future of the blue economy depends on the youth, and our youth is ready. Thank you.
So this is the blue economy map that we created in Marin.
My job is to say, enjoy the event, welcome to College of Marin. We are happy to have you and happy to host you. And it's such an opportunity to bring together our students, our industry partners, our special guests, all to explore educational and career pathways in the blue economy.
The governor's office estimates that there will be about 4 million new jobs in the green and blue economy in California within the next 2 decades. The chancellor of the community college system, Sonia Christian, has set an aggressive agenda on climate action for the community colleges, identifying what are the jobs, what are the skills that are needed, and then working with colleges to develop those programs.
As you can see, I have a degree in marine biology. I was very much into food, worked in restaurants, really wanted to marry the two, and really believed in aquaculture because I could see that the wild fisheries of the world weren't going to keep up, that we needed to figure out how to farm seafood, very famously, as Jacques Cousteau said decades ago. But when I first looked for jobs, the thing that got most people excited were the other things I had done other than the 4-year degree. They were the fact that I worked in restaurants, that I had worked in the trades. My dad was an electrician. I had a lot of boat handling experience. I'm part of our West Coast Trade Association. I'm on the board of the Pacific Coast Shellfish Growers Association. And this is a topic that comes up a lot, is about what does our future workforce look like? Basic electrical needs that are really what are needed for this workforce.
So I think what's exciting about the blue economy in Marin is the reality is that we have amazing number of entrepreneurs, startups, innovate, people that think outside the box. And they're all creating cool things. If you look on the map, there's all kinds of great things going on. But we need more people involved with all of that. And so all of you here that have great ideas, this is your chance. This is your moment.
One point when I had asked how many people in the room were either environmental majors or were interested in doing something related to that work, and nearly everyone's hands went up. And that made me feel really light inside. Stone Soup helped me connect with a lot more people who share my passion and who share that motivation to do something about climate change, where previously I didn't have that community. So I'm really grateful for that.
Good morning, everyone. I am Stephanie Moulton-Peters. I'm the Southern Marin County Supervisor, the cities of Sausalito, Tiburon, Mill Valley. In Southern Marin, like all of your communities, we don't just talk about the Bay, we live next to it. Our homes, our health, our infrastructure, and our jobs are directly connected to the health of the water. That makes blue economy jobs not an abstract concept. They're deeply local and personal jobs. The blue economy jobs are about protecting what sustains us while creating sustainable and meaningful careers. Water management, sanitation, shoreline protection, climate resilience, these are essential services that keep our communities functioning. For communities like ours living closest to the Bay, these jobs also mean cleaner water and healthier ecosystems, safer neighborhoods and infrastructure, and local jobs that don't require leaving the community to succeed. These are careers that can't be outsourced, and they matter more and more every year as climate impacts accelerate. I've seen firsthand through the work of the trades and workforce programs how important these jobs are. I saw it in connection to the revitalization of Golden Gate Village, our public housing that's located on the Bay, and also in my work on the Golden Gate Bridge District Board, where 13 trade unions represent the men and women who operate the Golden Gate Bridge and operate the ferries. When we invest in accessible job training for our young people, especially in the trades, lives change. Young people see a future they didn't think was possible. Residents gain skills that lead to families supporting wages, and communities build pride and long-term stability. The biggest lesson? Talent is everywhere. Opportunity is not. Blue economy pathways help close that gap by meeting people where they are and connecting training to real jobs. Local government has a responsibility here too, to partner with schools, utilities, and labor organizations to support paid internships, apprenticeships, and job shadowing, and to remove barriers to entry to these jobs, whether that's transportation, cost, or simply awareness. Programs like Blue Shadow Day show what's possible when education, workforce, and public service align. If we want resilient coastlines, clean water, and thriving communities, we must invest in the people who do this work. Let's keep building clear, accessible pathways to blue economy careers, especially for those who live closest to the Bay. This is about economic opportunity, environmental stewardship, and equity, all at the same time. Thank you to everyone here today for being part of this work. Marin joins all our communities, leading by example here at the 2026 Global Blue Economy Job Shadow Day. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the Ross Valley Sanitary District here in Marin County, California. It's an honor to be here with you all and with Supervisor Moulton-Peters at my side. I'm Steve Moore. I'm the general manager and engineer of the Ross Valley Sanitary District. And here to remind everyone that wastewater, stormwater, drinking water agencies like ourselves, we need more workers. And we have great careers to offer, which serve the community. We're an agency member of an organization called Baywork, and they're here to talk about that. You know, we're traditionally known as green jobs because we protect the environment. You can think of us as blue jobs too. Well, green is part blue, but we serve the blue economy. And how do we do that? Well, for humanity to live sustainably with the oceans that sustain us, there's a key role for water management, which an intern from the Stone Soup Leadership Institute pointed out recently. So to live in harmony with the oceans, we really need to do four things: protect the oceans, manage our part of the oceans, harvest the oceans, and restore the oceans from the effects of our harvesting. Harvesting can be for food, for energy, all these things that create economy. Protect, manage, harvest, restore. Water management is a large part of protecting. The first thing. We protect our oceans from pollution. We keep our estuaries healthy by providing enough fresh waters at the right times. And wastewater, stormwater, drinking water workers make sure we prevent pollution, enabling the blue economy. And the skills that we have and that we develop, managing pipes, pumps, processes, are all the same skills that many blue jobs require in aquaculture, marine engineering, and blue technology. The mechanics, the electricians, the experts in instrumentation, we need this across green economy and blue economy. So as water resource managers, we're pleased and honored to be invited to participate in this evolving, growing, exciting blue economy. Thank you.
That's okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Holmes. I am honored to be here today. Thank you to our host, Ross Valley Sanitary, for inviting Baywork. So I am the Baywork manager. For those of you that aren't familiar with Baywork, we were crafted back in 2009 to address a growing need for additional training and support for incumbent workers in the water and wastewater industry, as well as finding new workers all across the Bay Area. As I mentioned, we offer connection to folks who are new in the field via internships, which you'll hear about in just a moment, as well as trainings for folks who are more seasoned in the field to continue to help their career work in the workforce. We have two events that do that, one of which I'll speak to the most, which is our annual summit. So our annual summit brings together folks from all across the Bay Area to focus on one specific sort of issue that may be coming up in the industry. This year, for instance, our summit is next month on March 18th, and we'll be focusing on AI and the workforce for water and wastewater, as we are in the Bay Area and AI is everywhere here. The second event that we host for incumbent workers is called the Workshop on Wheels. So this is a twice annual event where we actually take folks around to different Bay Area water and wastewater industry or agencies so they can tour and continue to learn some of the best practices and take those back to their own agencies to find improvements. So Baywork has been a blueprint for this type of workforce development since 2009 and continues to be. We provide guidance and best practice support to consortiums similar all across the country, including Southern California and places in the Midwest, as well as places on the East Coast. So we're very excited and proud, and I hope you all continue to follow the work that we're doing. Thank you again so much for having us. And without further ado, I am going to pass it over to Shamim, a Baywork intern, to talk about his experience.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to Baywork and Ross Valley Sanitary District for inviting me to be part of this event. My name is Shamim, and I recently completed 6 months of OIT internship at Las Colinas Valley Sanitary District, located also in Marin County, California. Before my internship, I knew I was interested. In water and wastewater, and I attended Solano Community College, and located in Fairfield, California. And I was able to achieve my associate degree in water and wastewater technology. I needed hands-on experience, and this internship really provided that. I joined the Baywork internship program through school, and I was looking for hands-on experience and a clear pathway into wastewater field. Thank you to Baywork and for every step and help they did for me. They connected me to have an interview as an intern with Las Colinas Valley Sanitary District, and from day one, I felt welcomed and supported by the operators and staff. During my internship, I was exposed to many aspects of plant operation. I worked with operators on a daily rounds, shadowed them, learn how to monitor equipment, check the flow on SCADA system, and understand the plant's process. I also gained experience with basic lab work and sampling, safety procedures, and using personal protective equipment, confined space, and learn how to operate. Learn how operators respond to different alarms. One of the biggest lessons for me was understanding how teamwork and communication are critical in wastewater operation. The Baywork program played a huge role in my experience. They've provided interns with mock interviews with professionals and agencies in Bay Area, and they had a great mentorship. They create opportunities for people who are motivated to learn this industry. Because of this internship, I now feel more confident, and I was able to pass my grade 1 wastewater exam while I was completing my internship at Las Colinas Valley Sanitary District. To anybody considering a career in wastewater field, I'll say this: you're protecting public health, the environment, and your community every single day, and it means a lot. I'm thankful to Baywork and Las Colinas Valley Sanitary District and operators who took the time to teach me and mentor me every day. Thank you, everyone.
So we're running just a little late, so we're going to skip a video, but you can always watch it on our YouTube channel. We're going to go to Peniche. So Miguel's going to introduce the Portuguese leaders.
Just a quick introduction to Peniche and Sergio starting. Sergio is the director of a School of Tourism and Maritime Technologies in the Polytechnic of Leiria, who will talk to us, not only about the Blue Learning Labs, but also something else, connecting companies and students to solve real challenges and prepare young people for blue careers. And I will take the shortcut and also introduce João Rito, that will do a connected presentation. João Rito is the co-founder of Scientia, a sustainable aquaculture startup backed up by 24 million investment, contributing to Portugal's aquaculture goals and future jobs. And we go ahead to their presentations. Thank you.
I have a story to share with all of you, a story that is being
creating in Peniche, as I said before, and the intention is very clear. We intend to attract entrepreneurs, to attract new investment, but for that it's really important to create some awareness among the young people for the opportunity of these blue jobs that are creating here in Peniche. But for that is not only important what we are creating in terms of infrastructure, but what we are doing with the School of Tourism and Maritime Technology, that is to give some competences to young people and to create awareness among these blue jobs that could exist and will exist here in this region. So I hope that can be important for all of us to realize how small coastal village can increase, can develop based on the blue economy, based on innovation, and at the end of the day, creating new jobs, new blue jobs.
Okay, so basically we're talking about Cientia, which is a startup company in Portugal in the aquaculture field. So we were able to secure in the beginning of last year about 16 million euros with public funds March 2030 and also Indico Capital Partners, which is a private VC company that invested in our company as well. And then later on in July, we were able to sign a deal with the Banco Português de Fomento, total with plus 8 million euros of investment, with totalizing 24 million euros for the construction of our first farm in the port of Peniche in Portugal. And I would like to highlight the fact that we were able to sign a contract with Oca Pesca, which is the public company that manages the port in Portugal, of a concession for land for the next 50 years, which is the biggest period ever signed for this type of contracts with Oca Pesca. So the facility will look like this. And so the future of Cientia will basically be replicating these units with bigger scale production projects around the world where the market demands more fish. So this is it. We're doing this along with the Smart Ocean and the Polytechnic School of Leiria. And we're happy to say that we're also receiving a lot of students within our company and trying to also help forming and graduating these students to give them more capabilities and for them to become professionals within the aquaculture and within the blue economy in Portugal and around the world. Thank you so much.
So you see there's a trend. Aquaculture is in all of our Blue Job Shadow Days. I only eat fish. And so I'm very committed to having more fish grown. And so we always talk about, how wonderful it is if we can do that in more of our community. So thanks, Joao and Sergio, for your great work. And thank you so much for joining us today in spite of what you're living with. So today in Newport, Rhode Island, we have some wonderful people. Anthony Barrow wears many hats in the whole blue economy. He's been an advisor to the Institute. He's spoken when we went to the high school and inspired other young people. And so when I called him, he immediately said, yes, whatever you need. So he's here with us today. I wanted to just give a quick shout out. Bob Brack is there from Bristol Community College. I can't even tell you how excited I am that Carrie Clark is there from Rogers High School. Wendy Mackey, I know we've emailed, but we've never met. Principal Donna Sweet, thanks to Chris. Lindsay Brickle, Linda Larson, Beth Cullen, and Lola for all the treats. I just want to say thank you for that, and I'll be back to sail in Newport soon, so I'll see you. Thank you. This is Anthony first.
At this year's 15th Summit, the Institute's tech team and I led a design-a-thon with the leaders of the blue economy. We invited them to engage in a deep exploration that helps shape the design of the Institute's Sustainable Workforce Development Network.
The biggest issue facing the blue economy and certainly blue technology companies, we just aren't educating enough people around the world in the fields that are necessary to sustain this. So I think there's a lot of companies that would be interested in what you're doing around workforce development and developing that pipeline of talent.
These are, good paying jobs,
and they're full-time jobs that can't be outsourced, and they're local jobs.
I think it's very important to find ways to get our student population aware of what's out there in the world and what is available to them.
Through our research, we have found that young people and young adults have really struggled to find a link between green jobs and much needed workforce development opportunities like internships, mentors, and on-the-job training. This project challenges us to embark on our most ambitious undertaking, to build the Institute's Sustainable Workforce Development Network. It's an online ecosystem that builds a bridge between young people and business, identifying the skills and training needed at blue and green companies and connecting youth to the workforce development opportunities to prepare for these jobs.
One of the things that would help the blue economy in general is deliberately developing these opportunities throughout the region. And that's a global opportunity, because if we can help place the people, the students, and the youth from here with companies that are located around the globe, then we have an opportunity to take the things that they learn in working for a company in Finland or Norway or wherever it may be, and bring them back here to the United States and apply what they learned here for a company that is developing a product or deploying a product out in the oceans.
We invite blue and green companies to join with us on this quest, so we can build a more sustainable future and economy.
I have been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. I'm on my third company now. And my latest venture that I started about 4 years ago or so is called PowerDocs. And it is a company that is actually intended to transform the recreational marine industry, as well as transform the infrastructure that actually generates, stores, and distributes energy in the aquatic space. We take advantage of the internship programs that are available in the state, and we are pretty pleased with the pipeline of students that we hire every year, both in the spring, summer, and fall. And these students get involved in engineering projects, they get involved in research and development projects. And we also have a relationship with a vocational technical school in Rhode Island that actually facilitates a pipeline of electrical apprentice students for us. I encourage any student that has the inclination of a career in the blue economy and have an inclination for electrical systems. It's a very rewarding career, because you can engage in the trades as a skillful apprentice. You have recreational marine, you have commercial marine, you have scientific, kind of a vessels as well. So it's plenty of jobs in that area.
I just want to say welcome to Chris. Chris has been doing whatever he can to get the community of Newport, which is a very affluent community, to get involved with helping the young people. So when I decided to include Newport in this endeavor, Newport is one of the leaders in the blue economy. They have a lot of money from defense and other places, so they've done a lot since 2017, 18. But Chris is the guy that you call to want to make sure that the young people get the benefit of it. So I welcome your thoughts, Chris.
Hi, world. This is a fantastic opportunity. But, the common theme with everybody in this room, as well as our audience, it's about students, right? It's about education.
Hey everyone, Linda Lawrence with 401 Tech Bridge. I'm also joined by Lindsay Brickle from our organization. Polaris MEP is the other side of our organization, who does and leads and champions a lot of our workforce and training initiatives. We are the smallest state here in the union, but we're certainly mighty with 400 miles of coastline, and a big part of our economy being driven by the ocean economy. So a lot of our efforts are focused on that company growth growth and along in technology development, but with that certainly comes a need for workforce. So a big part of this is about awareness and exposure. So it's awareness and exposure for the students that we're working with, but it's that intersection of industry, government, and academia, working for, you know, the common good of the growth of the economy and workforce. The event at Fort Adams was Blue Tide, right? So that's where we put those companies on display. We ran through, and it was international. We had 6 countries represented at Blue Tide here in Rhode Island in August. We also have a program at the University of Rhode Island in collaboration with the University of Hawaii and as well as the University of Alaska called Rise Up. And that's on the post-secondary level, but it provides real-world problem sets for students interested in entrepreneurship and innovation.
So to complete the evening, afternoon, late afternoon, we have a video that we've produced to premiere today, and it's the result of 7 years of work with all of these communities. We've been developing the Blue Economy Career Pathways platform. And so we have a video to share a little bit with you about that and our plans to scale this.
The blue economy is the new frontier. At the United Nations Ocean Conference held in Nice, France, over 15,000 people from 170 countries gathered to accelerate ocean climate action and pledged more than $10 billion for ocean initiatives. How might we maximize our investment by educating the blue economy generation? We've been invited by communities all over the world, in places like Boston, Martha's Vineyard, Newport, Rhode Island, Bay Area, California, Hawaii, Vieques, Puerto Rico, British Virgin Islands, and Tercera Azores. In all these communities, we've used our educational tools to inspire young people and empower teachers with our easy-to-use, video-based platform. It makes it easy to explore careers in many sustainable sectors, including aquaculture, blue finance, blue tech, marine biology, marine electrical, clean water management, as well as environmental engineering, green building, regenerative agriculture, and renewable energy. Each pathway page is designed to help teachers and students connect to these exciting industries. Teachers will find ready-to-use lesson plans that bring the stories from Stone Soup for a Sustainable World to life, perfect for sparking classroom discussions, and hands-on learning experiences that engage students to imagine how they can be a hero too. Watch videos that showcase how these heroes have used their creativity, innovation, and technology to bring their communities together and build a more sustainable future. Learn from innovators in the field through videos and mentor stories, and find degree programs and apprenticeships that can help young people grow into each of these exciting industries. For each pathway, students can navigate hundreds of detailed jobs, from entry-level roles to advanced and more scientific positions. Each pathway provides key information, required skills, average salary ranges, and most importantly, the clear educational and training pathways needed to pursue these jobs. The platform is practical and user-friendly. It allows students to create their own unique profiles so they can clarify and keep track of their goals. The platform includes an interactive blue skills map, which allows students to explore how various skills can be transferable between pathways. Different certificates, degrees, and skill sets can open the door to in-demand jobs. The Institute's Sustainable Career Pathways platform provides the tools, guidance, and inspiration for students to become the problem solvers, innovators, and dreamers that our world needs now. We hope this platform will help you to join the Stone Soup movement, to build bridges with ocean literacy in our schools and the blue economy, so together we can build a future that works for us and our planet.
Thank you. So the call to action that every community is asking is, how can we work together? How can we build bridges? There's so many great people in this room and in Newport and Marin and Peniche who really are working on great, great projects. And the Stone Soup model is just if we could do a little bit more to build some bridges. So thank you for being part of this adventure with us today, and we look forward to the future.